Hello everybody and welcome to a tutorial over Photoshop CS6. Today I will be showing you how to create a shoe that is built into a house from the nursery story when we were younger, the old lady who lived in the boot. So to make this here, the pictures I used a regular boot picture with just a regular field because I'm assuming that's where I picture a boot and a house being. I have a picture. I used this roof as a roof. Here's the door, the stairs for the door, and then a few miscellaneous pictures. And to start this off, you may wonder where you can get these pictures, and a great website for this is freeimages.com. You just have to make an account and you can get free pictures. It's pretty easy. And the first thing you want to do, or you can have any pictures if you want, if these aren't the pictures you think of when you think of the story, you can have anything really. So I use these, and the easiest way to get the boot onto this field, in my opinion, is taking your quick selection tool, and all you have to do is you can just double click this layer or the background to make it a layer and click OK. Then you come over and take your quick selection tool, select anything you want gone, and just press delete. And now you have everything that you don't want is gone. So all the white you can just get rid of like that. It's pretty easy. Then once you have all that you think is pretty good, you can just click it, drag it up here, and put it anywhere. And now your boot is inside of here. And once it's in here, you can see that it's too big to fit the picture. So to fix that, you can come up here and click, make sure your layer selected, come up here and click show transform controls, and now you can see that you can just take one of these corners and drag it whatever the size you want. After that, now that you have your boot in there, after you have your boot in here, you can now get your roof. This was a lot more difficult for me because, as you can see, this roof blends into this one and this one, but it's really the same concept. You just come over, double click the background, make it a layer, and click OK. Take your quick selection tool and select the roof. Okay, so as you can see, it's kind of in the background there, but you understand. You guys might get an easier picture to manipulate than this. This is just the one I chose, and then after that, you just click it, and then drag it up into your field, and drop it back on. One thing I forgot to mention, why you can see the boot is big again, is that if I were to resize this and put it here, if I wanted to resize my boot, you just double click on this to set it, and now it's set at that size. Now you can just come back to the boot, resize it again, and don't need to do that, and double click it, come to your layer, other roof layer, and now you can just lay this on top of it. And as you can see, there is openings right here where it would be the house, but now it's open, which kind of looks weird. So you might just want to fix this, you can just take your paintbrush and make your opacity 100, and then you can just color that in whatever color underneath of your roof is. That would match it well. So now, if you took your time on it and used the right colors, and use maybe a different size brush by clicking on this, you can tell that it carried the inside of the roof down. Okay, so now that that is done, you can now see that under the roof, usually under a roof, if the sun is up top, there is a shadow down here. So like this point, there'd be maybe a shadow right here. And to get that, you just take your paintbrush again, and this time you can change your opacity to 20, might be a good number. and you just take it and color it in. So as you can see, it looks like you can even make it darker if that's not noticeable. You can now just take this and color it in, and now it looks like there is a shadow. So it's not as bright as this. Next, for your door, the same thing. You can just take quick selection tool and select everything that you don't want. Oops. And if you do something too much, like I took the white, if I wanted this white and I accidentally quick select that, you can do option, which you can see up here, or you can just click that. But this adds quick selection, and this takes it away, so you can just hold option and do this to get rid of it. So now that you got rid of that, you can take it again and move it into your field. And a lot of times I chose to have my boot back in the heel, just because that's where I imagined it to go. Okay, but I don't know, if you have the imagination and you had this picture in your mind, you can just change that too. And you can see that the boot is kind of turned, and you can't just have a flat door on a turned boot because it just doesn't look right. And to fix that, you can come up to, make sure your layer selected, and come up to 3D and new 3D extrusion, and just yes. And then here you can change the angle of your door. So now you can see my door is like that. But we won't worry about that now. Okay, so there's the door. And for the stairs, all I used was, I took one of these. So I just went, oh, you have to make it a layer first. I just took, because my door was so far down, I just took like this step, just option and click there. I just took that step and moved it into the field and set it under the door, so there's a little step to get up there. Okay, and double click on it so you can, right there, right. Okay, apply. Alright, so now after that you pretty much have your boot, and it still looks kind of bright to me. So I took this cloud picture and I just took it and oops, I have to make the layer. I just took this and moved it onto the field and made it fit the entire thing. And then you come over here to opacity and you can just change it. So now you can see it looks like there's almost a fog over the whole thing. And then that looks pretty good. And I had, this was my clouds I just used, and this was, I just got this in the one because it looks like it has more texture. Make it a layer and just drag it back on there. And change the opacity. So now you can see that it looks like there's fog over that. And I was playing around with it, and I thought, what if we made it look like this was a world, but there's like and almost like a galaxy that was like spinning. And I figured I think that'd look kind of cool. And as you can see, the mountains are here. So I just took this picture of a sky, made it a layer, and dragged it onto this picture, and resized it. And I changed the opacity so I could see what was in the background. And I just took my quick selection tool and selected all of this, and then I zoomed in with, you can use Command plus. I zoomed in and used Option and took all this and got rid of it. So it's just the mountains. There's the mountain line. And you can delete all of this, and what you have left is this, you have this one little chunk of the stars spinning, it looks like. And then you take that, move it here. So it's in front of your background, but not in front of all of the rest. And what that looks like, and you can change the opacity back to whatever you'd like. So if you wanted it that. And what that would look like would be, here's this picture, and then if you wanted that stars, it would look like this kind of. And you can change the opacity and everything. So I thought that'd be kind of a cool effect, in case you guys were interested in anything like that. So that is my tutorial for you guys on how to make the boot house. Hopefully I taught you guys something, and I'd love to see what you guys thought of this little nursery story. Thank you for watching, and tune in for the next tutorial.